Hi everyone, welcome to the next instalment in my mini-series about personal resilience. I'm Steph, the psychologist, and today I'm going to be talking you through the next factor that will help you to build your personal resilience, and that is positive affect. So let's talk about what that is first of all. So affect in psychology is about the emotions that you feel and the way that you express them. So when we're talking about positive affect, we're thinking about those positive emotions. So this is about the way you experience the world and whether you experience the world in a positive way. It's also the extent to which a person feels enthusiastic, active, alert, and it's about experiencing those positive moods such as joy, happiness, alertness, and experiencing interest in things. So let's talk about why positive affect is so important. Well, to start us off, it also links together with other buildable factors of resilience. So with each of these buildable factors, we talked about self-efficacy and self-belief in my last video, making each other more effective. So for example, if you experience more positive emotions and higher levels of positive affect, you're more likely to have higher levels of self-efficacy, self-belief, and vice versa. As with other buildable elements of resilience that we've talked about, it also positively correlates with better mental and physical health. So having higher levels of positive affect helps to reduce levels of anxiety and depression, and it also reduces physical illness and how quickly you recover from any physical illnesses. It also relates very much to how much you enjoy your experiences, and so links with how happy you feel generally in life. So we all go through many similar events to each other, but our perceptions of those events can vary dramatically, and positive affect helps you to feel more positive about the events and the challenges that you go through in life. And coming up, I'm going to be doing a little video on framing, which is very much going to fit into this area. So positive affect links very closely with life satisfaction and how much you enjoy and get out of your life. So let's start to think about where you are now in terms of your personal affect, positive affect. So there are some great questionnaires out there which you can use. They're all based on the positive and negative affect scale, which essentially asks you to what extent you have felt certain elements in the past week on a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is slightly or not at all, and 5 is extremely. So those elements that it's looking at are: how often have you felt interested, excited, strong? How often have you felt enthusiastic and proud? How often have you been alert or inspired? How often have you felt determined, attentive and active? So you can go and check that out, and I'll put a little link in the comments for that as well. So let's think about how you can develop your positive affect. I've got 3 tips for you here. So the first tip is about seeking out positive experiences. So this could be things like hobbies, things where you feel either enjoyment or calmness and where you lose track of time. We call this being in flow. So consider things like crafting, gardening, cooking. It could be exercise, it could be reading. This is anything personal to you where you feel that you're enjoying it, you lose track of time, and that you're not doing it because it's a chore and because you've got to. Tip number 2 is have a look at positive psychology. Again, I'm going to put a great TED talk in the comments for you. But the one thing I'd like you to have a go at is trying gratitude journaling. So this is where every day, at the end of the day, you capture at least 3 things during the day that you have felt grateful for. And this really helps the brain to focus on positive aspects and to remind you of the positive things that happen during the day. This is about finding small pleasures. It could be anything. So it could be, for example, enjoying a really nice cup of coffee. And what I want you to do when you're doing those gratitude journaling tasks is really visualize the positive experiences, because research has shown that imagining the positive experience really helps us to understand that and feel that positivity. And tip number 3 is about sharing your positive experiences. This is about sharing, for example, maybe some elements of your gratitude journal, maybe how much you're enjoying one of your hobbies that you're doing, and it's about sharing it with someone else. And the best results for this are gained if it's responded to with enthusiastic support. So I do suggest that you choose wisely. Make sure you're choosing someone who's going to be excited with you rather than put a bit of a dampener on it. So those are my top 3 tips for developing your positive affect. So I hope you've really enjoyed this video about how to develop your personal resilience through positive affect. If you have, please give this post a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. I always enjoy hearing your personal stories. You can also click on the subscribe button at the bottom of this video. That will ensure that you're the first to see my new content. Thank you.